going to do a recipe for vegetable muffins that are actually suitable not just for low carb, but actually if you're on a ketogenic diet. So they're incredibly low carb, high in fat, full of vegetables, really, really delicious. So the first thing is we're going to put the coconut flour in a bowl along with the milled chia seeds. And then we've got some baking powder as well, which will give them a little bit of lightness. So give this mixture a little bit of stir. So I've mixed the dry ingredients, and now the next thing I need to do is get the wet ingredients ready. So I'm going to start by whisking some eggs. And we're just going to add in the carrots, which I've grated. Now you can also do this in a food processor as well. You don't have to grate everything by hand. So you would just literally put the eggs and all the vegetables in the food processor and give it a good blitz. We're going to add some melted butter and also some coconut milk. Now this isn't the tinned coconut milk. This is the lighter stuff that you buy in the carton. And you see a lot of fat is going into this recipe. We've got some grated courgettes as well. I'm going to give that a good old stir. And I've got about 200 grams of spinach here as well, which I'm going to add in. So if you're not doing this in a food processor, you might need to break up the spinach a little bit. Spinach is one of those things that really welts down when it's cooking, but initially it can be quite bulky. So again, this turns into a bit of a vegetable sludgy type mixture, but you just want to try and give it a good old stir so that everything gets reasonably well distributed. So there's a lot of egg in this recipe. There's 6 eggs, so they are rich. They're full of fat, but just the coconut flour, which isn't too carby. And again, these are delicious with some extra butter. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the wet ingredients to our dried ingredients, which is really the coconut flour and the chia seeds. So and using either a metal spoon or a spatula, you're just going to fold in the wet ingredients into the dried ingredients. Normally when you're making muffins, you tend not to overwork or overmix them. But with this recipe, obviously it's a little bit different because we're not using regular flour. So it's important to get them well distributed, get all these vegetables even throughout, and get the egg mixture going through the whole thing so you don't have pockets of vegetables and pockets of egg and pockets of flour. And we're going to season the muffin mixture with some salt, add that in, and some lemon juice and lemon zest, and some garlic as well. Give it another good mix. So it's quite a wet mixture, and you're just going to go ahead and put this in your pre-prepared, pre-greased muffin tray. You can also use little cases if you want, but if you're using a non-stick, it should be fine. This mixture will make exactly 12 muffins, so you can fill them quite generously. So these are ready to go into the oven. 12 generous sized muffins. Cook them for about 25 minutes at 180. And here we go. Brilliant if you're following a low carb diet or a ketogenic diet. These are delicious snack anytime. Also fantastic with a little extra butter. One of my favorite muffin recipes.